This is a fantastic recipe, and what you learn along with it is worth its weight in gold. Today I'm going to be making potato salad. That's not so remarkable, and I've made potato salad in the past. This is going to be a little more of that basic country style potato salad, type that's got the mayonnaise and mustard and pickles and relish and sometimes onion and a few other little goodies like that. Your typical basic potato salad, and a good recipe at that. However, today on this tutorial, it's a lot less about the potato salad and a whole lot more about what I'm going to teach relative to this recipe. Okay, so what I have done is I've taken a basic, simple recipe, and we're going to make that today. But the importance here, and what I'm hoping you're going to take away from this video, is how to develop a recipe for what you want. How to develop a recipe for the flavor profile and flavors that you want to exhibit in what you're making. And I have chosen a perfect recipe for you to experiment with. So let's say you don't like the taste of yellow mustard, but you're okay with Dijon mustard. This is a perfect time to make that experiment happen. All right, let's say you just can't stand pickles. You hate potato salad because it's always got pickles in it. Well, guess what? Now you get to make your own potato salad that has no pickles in it. Changing this recipe and adapting it will not unravel it or ruin it. It will simply make it yours. Pardon my timer. I'm cooking up a roast. We're talking about potato salad and how to adapt it. If you like a little more salty flavor and you want to substitute that pickle that you don't like with something else, guess what? You can use capers. Not a problem. Some people love capers in potato salad, and I think it's good. Will I use it in mine today? I don't know. I'm still debating that. I know there's certain items I'm definitely putting in there, and some items that I'm not interested in. For instance, a lot of people use hard-boiled egg in their potato salad. You know what? Frankly, I'm not big on eggs. I certainly don't want it in my potato salad. I'm okay with egg salad, and my mother used to make the most delicious egg salad sandwiches. I scarf those things down. They're wonderful. But I don't really want the boiled eggs in my potato salad. If you like that, put them in there. Lots of different ways we can adapt and mold and shift and change this recipe, and that's the idea today. That's the growth point there. Now, you don't want to make huge batch of potato salad that isn't what you want. So if you're going to make a change, you make the basic recipe and then you adapt it. And when you adapt it, you're just taking a small amount to the side and changing it. For instance, let's say I wanted to add capers, but I'm not sure if I'm going to really like that. So I'll take my batch of potato salad, I'll separate a little bit of it to the side in a small bowl, add some capers, mix it in, taste that. If it's right, it's right. And if it's wrong, you don't do it. It's just that simple. This is about learning this little trick, taking the recipe and making it yours. Now folks, if you're already a really good cook and you already know how to do this, then all you're going to get here is just a simple recipe for potato salad. But for everybody else, this is a great lesson because folks, even though this is just potato salad, it's the beginning of learning how to do this little neat trick. What's going to work in other dishes will relate in terms to this dish because you're going to learn how flavors interact, what works, what doesn't work, and how to make a recipe yours. Today's recipe is potato salad. And before we get in the kitchen though, hey, got some caps on sale. They're an all cotton cap. They're beautiful, folks. They've got a nylon strap in the back with a buckle. They are all fabric. The bill is fabric also, and it is beautifully embroidered. So if you want a really high quality cotton cap, this is the way to go. take a look at my website. That's where you're going to get that, and you're going to get the recipes for Texas Cooking Today on that same website. That's S.A.Trotter.com. Thank you for looking at that. Right now, let's get in the kitchen and get busy making some tater salad. Come on, let's go. So I have some potatoes out here. Some of the eyes on them are beginning to sprout a little bit, and don't let that bother you. It's just the potato asserting itself. It's wanting to regrow, okay? And it doesn't hurt a thing. We are going to take these and peel them and turn them into dice, and I need about 1-inch square dice. I have about 2 to 2.5 pounds of potatoes here, and that's going to be perfect for a small size potato salad recipe. After I get these peeled and diced, we're going to get them into this pot with some hot water and get busy cooking. This is an old-fashioned yet wonderful little item. If your kitchen doesn't have one, and I thought I would mention this in this video, if you don't own one of these, oh, for heaven's sakes, go out and spend the $2, okay? These will make peeling the easiest thing under the sun for you, and they can do remarkable stuff, but you need to watch out. When they're brand new especially, they're extremely sharp. I don't have to push in real hard. I just glide it gently across the surface. It takes off what I need. Now, I have a bad spot in the potato. This has a point on it that works really good for potato eyes or bad spots, okay? And it will cut them right out, just like so. A lot of people don't know about that, but it's there. So, very simple to use, and probably one of the handiest little tools I know of in my kitchen, because it makes this job just so doggone simple. I have my potatoes washed and ready to go. So here's what we're going to do. I mentioned a minute ago we need to make about 1-inch square dice. Well, I have 2 potatoes here, significantly different one from the other. So what am I going to do to make this work? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to split this guy in half. Looky there. It worked out just fine. Now this, do I split these this way, or do I just go this way and have them that wide? Folks, it's really your choice. It's kind of a small tater. So I can do them this way and do longer ones like this, or, which gives me a fairly nice size bite. If I did them just like this, well, this is a fairly good size bite, but it's a little more oblong than the other one, as you can see there. So it's all about what you're comfortable with in the pieces that you're going to cook up, okay? This, same thing. It's more tapered. There we go. They came out just fine. Now something, since we are doing a tutorial here, something I'll mention. Look how I'm holding my knife. You see how I'm pinching the blade? That keeps the knife from rolling sideways like this. If you're just holding it in the handle, that can happen, even if you're holding it tight. But if you're pinching that blade, no, it ain't going anywhere, okay? So, neat way of doing it. It's also what's taught in most culinary schools. It's a better way of holding your knife. It's just safer. The other hand, always make sure when you're holding that food, get the fingertips not like this, but curl them under like that. When you see my hand behind my knife, my fingertips are curled under and this thumb is behind them, okay? It's holding the food, but it is curled under. Much safer. All right, these ready to go in the pot, get water, and get cooked up. I'm going to be using red onion today. I like red onion for its flavor, but also it has good color in this dish. To do an easy way of dicing an onion, I'm going to show you an easy way to quarter this and dice it without having any difficult cuts, all right? And I want to show you the way I normally teach onion cutting, and then I want to show you this method, and you're going to like them both. So what we do here is I need to take this onion and make even dice. But it's a three-dimensional thing, so it requires three kinds of cuts. It requires making this kind of cut, this kind of cut, and this kind of cut if I want all of the onion to be diced evenly, okay, to have the same size pieces. You're going to get a few small pieces, but most of them are going to be even dice. Here's what you need to do. We've removed the stalk end, keeping the root end, and remove those outer layers. I want to make a slice straight down, giving myself two beautiful halves. Now normally I would say let's make that cross cut this way, and you can do it by drawing the knife through it or just pushing it in the way I like to do and then twisting the knife a bit. But there's also another way of doing it. So here it is. We're going to quarter. Now normally to make this cross cut, all I have to do is to flip it and make these cuts, and then flip it and make these cuts, and then I've done the same exact thing. So that's what we're going to do exactly. We're going to make a downward plunge here, and I want to move up. We're going to make another downward plunge just shy of the root. Alrighty, and then I want to flip it over. Do the same thing again. We're going to make a downward cut here. And this one's a little narrower, and I really don't need a cut here, but I want to do one anyway just to kind of give you the idea. It's going to make my dice a little uneven, but guess what? We get over it. Now we have a way of making even dice with our onion. All right, and there they are. Boom, there's your nice even dice. We can do that again. All right, neat way of doing that. So here is the regular technique that is taught to most chefs. Never cut it this way, okay? Never make this cut this way because it can come back at you, okay? And if you're left-handed, never do it this way. Always, if you're left-handed, cut this way, right-handed, cut this way. That way you're cutting away from yourself. Fingers together, top of the onion, knife at the side, making that cut right through there. Give it a twist, another little cut. There we go. So I've made that cut. I can do these. All right. So what I did was the exact same thing I did on that one. I just didn't half it and turn it. Okay. Here's those nice dice. There you have them. Same exact thing as that. They're the same size, same relationship. So we need to have some chopped onion to go into our tater salad, and there it is. We may not be using all of that. I have what's called gherkins here. Gherkins are just a little teeny tiny sweet pickle. They are nice because they're made out of baby pickles, and they make doing something like this really nice. So sometimes you want to add something to your potato salad. I want to add sweet pickles to mine, and so that's what I'm cutting up. Look how teeny tiny those are. Aren't they cute? So anyway, they're going to go right in my potato salad, and they're going to taste wonderful because they are. And it makes a nice addition. For the same reason that relish works really well. Let me get that onion skin out of my way there. It shouldn't be there. There we go. The reason that relish works well is the same reason these do. It is a combination of sweet and sour that offsets that starchiness of the potato and contrasts so very well with it. As a result, you end up with a great flavor just from something as simple as a little sweet pickle. There we go. Always, always do all of this kind of work in advance. All right. What we're doing here is what's referred to as garde-manger work, or the cutting and chopping, you can say. All of the prep work that happens to the ingredients for a recipe should always get taken care of before any cooking starts. So my timer for my roast, which is in my oven, just went off. Yeah, I'm cooking up some other stuff for myself. And these little guys just like to roll off on you, so you kind of gotta keep an eye on them. Now, do I want to use all of these in my potato salad? Well, probably not. I mean, there's a lot of onion right there combined with that onion over there. I do want some of this in there, but not every bit of it. And then I'm going to use some of it for topping just to look nice. I also have some relish going on here. In addition, I have some cilantro here. Now, what I want to do on this is just to pluck some of these gentle leaves. The stems aren't really going to do me any good on this dish, and this is mostly for a topping item. Generally, I don't use cilantro down in my potato salad. Some people do, okay, and it tastes okay, and that is something for you to consider. But remember, don't throw it into the whole batch. Pull a little bit of the batch, or take a little bit from the batch, put it in a separate bowl, a little bowl like I'm working in here, and add some of this to that potato salad. And that way you get some idea of what you're about to jump into. You may decide, oh, that's just awful. I don't want my potato salad to be like that. That'll be okay. But at least you discover it with a small amount rather than destroying your base recipe. So you start with the base recipe if you're really wanting to do experimenting like this. You start with that base recipe and you build on it with other stuff, tasting as you go, okay? Start with the basic, then grow. Now I've got other stuff here that is basic to this recipe. Sometimes for some people, eggs are basic to this recipe. Not for me, I'm not real big on that. While eggs aren't so big for me, there's other things people use a lot, like celery is commonly used in this. As I mentioned earlier, you can use capers in this. There's a wide variety of goodies in your grocery store for you to build your potato salad with. I'm going to show you a basic one, and this is some of the stuff that goes into the sauce that we then put our potatoes in. Now, if you've noticed, I haven't done any cooking. The potatoes have just been sitting here in the pot. That's on purpose. Folks, when I'm doing a tutorial, I always teach the same lesson, and that is always do your setup method. Get everything measured out. I'm about to get a couple more bowls, one like this, one like this. I'm going to put some mustard in that one and some mayo in the bigger one, and that way I have the ingredients for the sauce for my potato salad. You do this on purpose, folks. Think about this. Had I been boiling my potatoes while I was busy doing all of this, by now the potatoes would be overcooked and ruined, and all I would have would be mashed potatoes with other stuff in it, and that would be kind of weird. We're looking for chunks of potato with all kinds of other neat goodies that make it potato salad. These are the ingredients I'm using for my potato salad. Yours may be totally different, but I've got the cilantro, sweet relish, we've got green onions that are chopped up, I've got sweet pickles, some gherkins, a red onion, mayonnaise, some yellow mustard, nice and sharp, and of course, back here in this pot I've got my potatoes, and I've got about, I think 2 to 2 1/4 pounds of that. Always prep first, and then do your cooking. Got some beautiful stuff here. You feel free to mold yours to your liking. Now folks, you've heard the old saying, put a fork in it, it's done, okay? So what we do to test our potatoes is we put a fork in it. Now these are still pretty firm, okay? Firmer than I would want to bite into, all right? Because it's not where I need it, okay? I need these to cook down just a little bit more, alrighty? And once they get a little bit softer, then they're gonna be just right. Now, I should be able to push my fork into it and it hangs onto the fork, but it be tender, okay? If it breaks in half, I overcooked it, all right? So it's sort of, you gotta watch it closely. You don't wanna overcook yours. Do it that way and get it right, and life will go on well. So it's just that simple. Keep a close eye. Here's what we do in a minute when we get that al dente effect. You see I have a bowl here. I have a colander. I have cold water in here. Now what I want to do in a minute is I want to pour the potatoes through this over in the sink to drain out that hot water. Then I want to bring them over, drop them right down into the cold water, and let the cold water bring the temperature down on those potatoes. I've done this before this way and it works well. And sometimes if you want to speed up the chilling effect, change that water out once or twice, and before you know it, you'll have nice chili potatoes ready to turn into potato salad. Checking these again. It's only been about 3 minutes. They're a little bit softer, but still firmer than I want. So keep cooking, and every couple of minutes I'll keep checking. Okay, let's test it again. It's been about another 3 minutes. Ooh, hold it. Yeah, that one felt good. Let's see, that one's kind of firm though. I think I'm getting close. Yeah, we are. Another 3 minutes and we may be there. Oh yeah, it's there. Okay, I'm gonna drain that. All right, folks, right down in the nice cold water. So we're gonna let that cold water cool those potatoes down. Now, don't put your hand down in there. Those things are still boiling hot, and they're gonna heat up the water in this bowl really quick. You'll be surprised. I'm just letting some cold water up through the middle of them here, gently agitating. Now they're coming down in temperature. We have to be careful because some of them, like on these delicate edges, are starting to get too soft. See there? And they're breaking apart, and that's where we're right at our edge. Okay, any more cooking, they're too soft and they become mashed potatoes when you try to turn them into potato salad. Okay, so we're going to let these cool and turn our attention to our other ingredients, our sauce. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get on with this. As the potatoes cool there in our nice cold water, I'm going to make my sauce. And I want to do this in a big bowl. This is the bowl I'm actually going to complete the dish in, okay? Now I might transfer it to another bowl after that for serving, for appearance, okay? Nothing unusual. But to make it, you need a big space to fold those ingredients. There we go. Let's get that mustard in there. Now I like a nice mustardy potato salad myself. I won't lie about that. And I like that sharp flavor. It is really good. Now we need some relish. So we'll put that in there. Oh yeah. Also, the sweet pickles, right down in there. We use all of those. I want just a little bit of these, not a whole lot, just a little. There we go. I would like about half of this. There we are. Now go ahead and get this stirred. And this is the time, if you wish to add salt or anything like that, this is the time to do that, okay? What a beautiful mixture. Now, I have some salt. I have a spoon. And it's not so important that I get the chunks or anything, but I need the flavor of what's going on in here. Oh man, that is banging good. Does need a little bit of salt, not much. I'll put in about a half a teaspoon. And the reason we're doing that, actually twofold. Potatoes, ladies and gentlemen, are salt thirsty, okay? They require a lot of salt in order to really come through and be what they can be. And it's just in the nature of the food. It's not bad. There we go. This is ready. The potatoes are about cooled enough, and we're going to get those mixed in there next. Give my potatoes just a moment to finish draining. Very gently. There we go. And now all I have to do is just gently fold until I get everything completely mixed. And it's not taking long. Next thing, this goes in the fridge, and it's going to have to chill, ladies and gentlemen. This is a dish that does need to remain refrigerated until it's ready to use. It'll also help it out. It'll thicken everything up because you got some starch that just got all mixed in with everything there, and it's going to do wonderful when it comes to making a tasty tater salad. So, time to put it in the fridge, thicken it up, and then it'll be ready to enjoy. Now folks, the quantity of what we're doing today to between 2 and 2.5 pounds of potatoes, I'm using anywhere from 1 to 1.5 cups of mayonnaise. Now right here I have about 1 cup, and here I have about 1/4 cup of yellow mustard. I have cilantro to top it with. My sweet relish here, we're talking about 1/2 cup. On the green onions, you want 1/4 to 1/3 cup of green onions mixed in, and maybe a few extra to sprinkle on top of the dish to make it look nice. I have about 1/3 cup of sweet pickles there. Those are those gherkins. And I used anywhere from 1/2 to 3/4 of a medium red onion that I've cut up there. Folks, it's all about the taters, but what you put with it is what influences the dish. You add whatever goodies you want to add to yours, and feel free to be liberal in how you do that. But remember, do a test sample first. This has had a chance to chill and become what it's going to be. I'm looking forward to my tater salad. I love tater salad. A little bit of garnish on it, always nice to do. There we go, tater salad. Here we are, it's a couple hours later, enjoying a little fresh air and frankly, some really good potato salad. What I like about a potato salad, where the chunks of the potato are still complete and whole, is that when you bite into them, and easily they just burst apart into a gentle soft mash, and everything else mixes in there. Folks, man, this is a good one. Enjoy your potato salad. If you would, take a look at Texas Cooking Today. There's a lot of good videos on there. Great recipes, stuff you're really going to enjoy. Give it a try. I guarantee you'll like it. And also, remember S.A.Trotter.com. There's a lot of goodies there, plus the recipes. If you want to find the recipe, it's in the link below. It'll take you right to my website. Folks, thank you very much, and if you would, please, have a good day. Bye-bye. Now, for the tater salad. Yeah.